Hi, my name is Carina and welcome to the Carina Chronicles. In this last video of 2022, I'm going to talk with you about the books that I read in December. There are not many, but I do have very strong opinions on them, so it will still be fun. So this year has been an incredible reading year. I have had months that I read 8 books, which I never did before. So I was really excited. I thought I was going to surpass my goal of 50 books in one year with a lot. But I didn't actually. I didn't even make it. And that is because I was sucked into a reading slump. And that reading slump was all due to this book. So that is bad. And I'm going to tell you all about it. I also thought I would be finishing this in November, so I already talked about it a little bit in my wrap-up then, but I didn't even finish it. And I knew, yes, I'm just going to spoil which 2 books I'm going to talk about, but well, you saw it in the thumbnail anyway. I knew this one was going to take a while, because it's over 1,000 pages, 1,051 pages actually. But there were a few reasons that I still went through with it, although I didn't get my reading challenge because of it. It's one of my favorite books, so I wanted to end the year on a high note instead of this weird book. I just had been looking forward to reading this book this year so much, so I was like, if there's one book that I still need to read this year, then it's this one. So I just went with it. Did I finish it yet? No, but that is a topic for later in this video. So, starting with this one, it is called Italiaans voor Beginners by Erica James, or Gardens Delight. Yeah, Gardens of Delight. Whoa, this was bad. I thought it was going to be a 1 star. I eventually gave it 2 stars because like the last quarter or the last half of the book were actually quite fine. They were just like a very cozy, quick read, like a chick flick, but in a book form it was fine. But the beginning of the book was not only boring and long, the characters were also very, very like black or white. So these people were either good or evil. I already hate that. When a character is like, oh, everyone hates this person and there's no like character arc that you eventually get to love or know this person. No, there were just some people that were bad and treated everyone badly. And of course you also had the very good people. And I really hated that. And I thought at some point that one of the characters that was a little bit portrayed as bad, there was a little bit of an explanation why this person was this way. And I thought it was going to change eventually, like because there were so many good people around her that it would change her. But in the end it didn't. So all these characters that were bad also didn't have their happy ending. They all had like a very alone and sad ending. And all the good characters were, of course, well, they also didn't really have a happy ending. Like, oh, this is literally blurb by a website called Chicklit. And they loved it, but for a chicklit, I thought it also ended quite depressing. Yes, a lot of things end right. Well, this is a mild spoiler, of course, because, well, you know, well. Okay, this is not a mild spoiler, this is just a spoiler. But don't worry, you don't want to read it. But, like, there are still people that have, like, there are people dying. And of course that happens in real life. But if I read a chicklit, I want to feel happy afterwards. And not like, okay, happy end, but this person is dying in a week or something. But we just missed that part, so you don't have to be sad right now. But you know it's going to happen, like very soon. And it's not fair. And I know life is not fair. But if I read a chicklit, I want at least that. I read other books for depth. Well, that wasn't the case in this one. There's no death in this book. So please spare me the part where it's also sad. Because why? That's and also the cover doesn't say so, you know. So no, it was too forced. The setting wasn't interesting. I wasn't transported to Italy in some way, or because the Dutch translation is called Italian for Beginners. Well, I wasn't transported to Italy in any way. And I didn't like the ending, I didn't like the characters, and I didn't like the development. I only thought, like, halfway through, okay, I do want to know how it ends. So that's why it's 2 stars, not 1. But it got me in a reading slump. So bad that I actually made plans how to avoid a reading slump next year. I thought about these things in my 2023 predictions, because there were also some goals and plans in there. So if you're interested in those, you can watch that video. It was published last Wednesday, the 28th. Yeah, the 28th of December. But yeah, that's all due to this book. I was like, I have never been in a real reading slump. This was one. I was so not looking forward to picking this book up, and I didn't DNF it. I should have, but someone recommended this to me and actually lent it to me, borrowed it to me. And I didn't, well, I wanted to at least give a full opinion about it and not be like, oh, this is not my taste, I'm not going to finish it or something. No, I wanted to have a full opinion. And the ending is even one of the worst parts, so I should have DNF'd it. But yeah, I just can't. And then the second book, and the last book that I haven't even finished yet, is A Dance with Dragons by George R.R. Martin. One of my favorite books of all time, I thought. When I looked it back, I gave this 4 stars. Just as the 4th part in the series. The first 3 I gave 5 stars, and 4 and 5 I gave 4. Now I think I will give it 5 stars. I love it more. I am more used to heavy politics and heavy battle, and I like them in my fantasy books now more than I did when I was younger, when I read this for the first time, which is more than 10 years ago, so I can have a different opinion now. So I think I will give it 5 stars, but it of course depends on the ending, because I'm only halfway through. I know that I will be able to finish this. When I'm filming this, I have 5 more days that I can read. But there is so little time for me that I decided to prove my point, I'm filming this at 2 AM while I work tomorrow. So that's bad, I know. I did like sleep in the afternoon. I just have a very weird schedule at the moment because I am tired at random times. I'm okay now. I'm not so tired right now, but I am filming at 2 AM. So I just felt like this was the only time that I could still film for a little bit. So I'm already filming my wrap up. I know I won't pick up another book this year, and I know A Dance with Dragons will probably be 5 stars. So I thought I could mention it here. I think it's 5 stars for me because all the characters are interesting. I know I disagreed with that opinion when I was younger, but I now found all the characters interesting. And I love how you get such an in-depth story of all of them. You know their flaws, you know how they want to live, you know their morals, you know how they change through the years. And you see every little step of them and what wonderful people they become. And well, some are not so wonderful, but still you see what thrives them. Actually, everything I miss in Gardens of Delight, I find in A Dance with Dragons. The characters are just the most important part, but the world building and the politics are one of the best that I've ever read. But that's not even the point. I find Game of Thrones and this whole series character driven. And that is just incredible. I love that. I love that combination. So that is a 5-star. So ending the year on a high, but not as many books as I wanted to. So because there are only 2 books that I read this month, this was actually already it. I hope you had a lovely reading year. Let me know what was your favorite, and also, did you end up the year well, or is it just as me that you thought you were going to get the reading challenge, like the Goodreads reading challenge, and everything went downhill? Because I am a little bit disappointed by that, but at least I ended with a 5-star rating. If I finish it, I will finish it. So let me know how your year went. If you like this video, please leave a like, and if you subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell, you will be notified whenever I post a new video. I hope you'll have a lovely New Year's Eve today, and I will see you all in my next video in the next year. Bye. I would have liked to end this year on a very different note, but at least I got to read Dance with Dragons, and I can tell you, I did finish it. So that is great. Ended it on a high note eventually.